right, just finished tightening the chains on the Rokon here. I've had a total of maybe 3-4 hours riding. I did notice when they started getting loose, I started noticing a little bit of a different sound to the machine. And when I checked the chains, I didn't think it would be this quick and when I would need to make those adjustments, but good thing I'm kind of paying attention to that. Otherwise, probably been out in the middle of somewhere, and that's my dog wondering why I'm talking to myself. But anyways, yeah, when I checked this chain here on the front wheel, I could actually pinch the chain together. That's how loose it was, extremely loose. So I was quite surprised. Went ahead, did the front adjustments. That went pretty easy. The rear adjustment, I was paying attention to how the sprocket was lining up down the center of the chain. So what was happening is I was noticing that the chain was kind of sitting heavy on the one side of the sprocket, and it would just kind of slip in when I was making the adjustment. So I had to really make sure that wheel was straight and that sprocket was straight with the chain, so that way it was going right down the center instead of kind of hitting on the side and then popping in. But otherwise, I got that straightened out. Once I remembered geometry and all that, it went pretty good. So just a little recap about yesterday. We went riding for about 4 hours, and there was a lot of inclines, declines, climbing up into the hills. There was snow. There was also mud, dry dirt, and overall it went pretty good. I was very impressed when I would do the job and control the throttle as needed. The Rokon would do the work and just pull right through. And the one spot where I ended up laying the bike down, I wasn't going super fast, but fast enough I couldn't regain control by putting my feet down. There was a snow drift that was come down in one of the 2-track ruts, and anyway, when I was going down the rut and I hit that snow, it just kind of pushed that out, and that's just what happened. I just laid it down in the snow, and I was able to stay on my feet. But anyways, it is what it is, and surprisingly, when you're in those awkward positions, it's surprising how much heavier things are. Yeah, this is really turning out to be a really cool thing. The storage was something I gotta get figured out still. I had the bag in front of the rack, my camera bag in front of the rack, and then I had a cooler and a tripod, a small traveling tripod, and a case in the back portion of the rack, and then I swapped them out. I did find that whatever was in front of the rack closest to the seat is where my back rested, and I just need to be kind of cognizant that that's part of the issue as well. Also, when it came to strapping everything down, initially the bike was on the kickstand, so the bike is leaning, and to try to get my stuff on there and then hold it while I get the strap in to hold it in place, that was kind of a pain. So I think what I'll do is I'll pack a block with me to just kind of get the bike a little more level, make it easier for loading stuff. The front bag that I mentioned earlier, that was, I think, probably the favorite accessory I've added so far. I kept a couple tools in there. I kept a first aid kit, and it rode really well. Also, the zippered pouch on front kind of holds all the other stuff, you know, like the wallet and phone and all that. Overall, I'm getting, the more I ride this, the better I'm getting, obviously, and the more ideas I have about how to haul stuff in there. When I get that dialed in better, instead of going through the experimenting stage, I'll definitely do a more comprehensive talk about what has worked and save you the grief of going with me through this journey of trying to figure out what does. But at this time, everything's going really good. The receiver hitch is going well on the 4Runner. Finally got the lights dialed in, and yeah, it's going good. My first race is next weekend, and I'm really looking forward to that and seeing a lot of those familiar faces. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to getting back and out there and covering the races. All right, until then, I will either do a little short video before the race or a little summary after about how it went, or maybe even during. It's hard to say. Just try not to be a slave to the social media engine, and doing it when I got something to share and hopefully help people out, you know, kind of figuring out how to do stuff with this Rokon and my photography. And maybe next time I'll talk a little more about my photography. And yeah, we got all kinds of places we can go with this channel. So all right, in the meantime, hope everybody's going well, going out, getting some good pictures, getting out, doing some writing, whatever it is that you enjoy, and I will see you in the next one.